Hey Panthers! Okay, so this week we're going to be talking about line. And when we talk about line, it's a big subject, big category in the art world. So what I want us to try to do is find a line that occurs in the natural world. So just like with shapes, you have geometric, you have organic. In this case with line, we're going to be examining leaves, all right? It's the organic line. And so what I want you guys to do is each day this week, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be doing steps towards a finished product that looks like this. All right, so you're going to be selecting some leaves. We're going to be drawing with those oil pastels and painting. Remember, if you guys don't have paint, markers work too. You literally should just use whatever you have at home. So don't freak out and be like, oh no, I don't have any watercolors. That's okay. Go use markers, go use crayons, go use colored pencils. All right. So first thing we're going to be doing is you have to go outside and find some leaves. So I found a variety like this. I found some that look like they would be fully intact. We were going to have to kind of trace them. So if you find leaves that are all crinkled up, maybe you can put them in between like a heavy book and it'll flatten them. That's what I did. I put it in between all my junk mail. And I'm going to get a fresh sheet of paper because today's first step is finding your leaves and we're going to be putting them onto our paper. Okay, so that is our first step. What you want to make sure you find though are leaves that are going to fit on the paper. So you don't, I know I love finding like absolutely ginormous leaves, but that's not going to make a very interesting piece of artwork. So you want to find something that's going to be able to fit on the paper. I might just stick with 3 this time. And if you really examine the leaves, you can see there's lots of line going on here. We have the outside line that creates the shape. We have these beautiful lines going through the leaf, creating the vein and the stems. So this is what we're going to try to examine and take a look at. I want you guys to see if you can mimic and do your version of it onto the paper. So the first step we're going to do is you're going to arrange your leaves in a way that you think look interesting and nice, kind of create a nice composition. And I'm going to start out simply by taking my pencil, holding down my leaves, and I'm not going to press my pencil right up against the edge because I don't want to break the leaf. But I'm going to get as close as I can and try to mirror the same shape and outline of the leaf. So it might end up being a little bit bigger than the leaf itself. Okay, beautiful. So my next thing, I'm going to flip this leaf over. I want to try to recreate some of these lines here. So I have a thicker one in the middle. I have a couple going out like this. And yes, your leaf is going to be very elaborate with these lines and with these veins inside the leaf. So you do not need to draw every single vein, but I want you to try to do your version of it. Beautiful. So I'm going to do something like that. If this stem looks too strange and maybe you want to make it a little longer, a little skinnier, you can certainly do something like that. You can change it up. You're the artist. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to try this one next. So let's see. This one looks pretty elaborate and very delicate. So just like with my other leaf, I'm not going to put my pencil right up against the leaf. I'm going to get very close and just try to copy it as best I can. And it helps if you keep your pencil very vertical so your pencil doesn't accidentally slip underneath the leaf. Use your other hand to hold it down flat. That way it's a little easier to see its real shape as it is on the paper. Okay, wonderful. And I don't think I like having such a fat stem here, so I'm going to make it thin. I might elongate it a little bit. And I like how there's like kind of a little nub on the end. I'm going to draw that in there. Flip it over so we could see all these lines. And let's try to do some version of it. I'm going to do the thicker line through the middle, kind of double it up. And I want to try to draw it a little lighter because we are eventually going to be tracing this with oil pastel. Awesome. Okay. And then let's do one more. Let's see. I think I'm going to do this little guy here. And I want to put him in a different direction just because it's a little more interesting. So just like before, go vertical with your piece of paper. Or with your pencil, not with your piece of paper. Oh, yeah. And try to copy this as best you can. If you notice some imperfections in your leaves, maybe a little caterpillar came and chewed out a chunk there, you can do that. Maybe they might have a little hole or little dots and things like that. Just draw what you see. This is a little bit of a still life as well. I'm going to try to get all of these lines in there if I can. And just like with my other leaves, I'm going to change the stem a little bit. I like how this one's kind of curled, so I'm going to still keep that curl. And I'm going to do my thicker line in the center, because that's what I'm observing. I see kind of a thicker line in the middle, and then the little skinny guys kind of pop out. Very nice. Okay, wonderful. So I have 3, and it fills my paper really nicely. And I'm going to stick with this. This is a beautiful composition. This is our first step. Tomorrow, I'm going to ask that you guys get your oil pastels ready. So you are going to be using these things. If you don't have oil pastels, I love oil pastels and we've used these in class before. Yours might look a little different if you got yours from school. They might be kind of square. That's okay too. If you don't have oil pastels, no big deal. The other thing that'll work really nicely are crayons. You want something that's waxy, all right? So we're going to need either crayons or oil pastels for tomorrow. Today, we just want to get our leaves collected and drawn. All right, guys. Post your beginning steps on Seesaw so I can see how you're doing. Give you guys some feedback, all right? All right, good luck.